What's happening, guys? I'm Dan. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for clicking on the video. Today, it's not really a craft beer, but it's a really special one that has just been released into Northern Michigan distribution, as far as I'm aware. It is the critically acclaimed, the famous Narragansett Lager, sold on merit. This is brand spanking new. It's coming in at a really good price point. It's going to be like 6 packs, 16-ounce cans, $7.99 for 6 of them, guys. So the value is there. Apparently, this is an old beer that was actually famously placed in the movie Jaws by the fisherman. He was drinking the Narragansett Lager. So that's where this originally gained some traction from. But I was also told by my rep, and correct me if I'm wrong, this beer, this recipe was bought by Pabst, and then they basically buried it. They got rid of it because I think it competed with their beer. So they basically got rid of this beer and buried it for many, many years, but it's come back up in recent times. I don't know how many years ago it's been now that it was available on the East Coast. It's almost like it's sought after like Yingling, in my opinion. Looks like that's the story behind it. It's definitely got some traction. Don't know how long it's been available in the United States as a whole. Don't know how long it's been available in Michigan as a whole, but it seems that this is brand new to Michigan distribution, guys. So this was a sample provided by Imperial Beverage. Thanks, Josh. Shout out to him, the man. I'm gonna try this one with you. Again, it's kind of more on the macro end of things. Let's investigate. Let's see what it is. Let's see how tasty it can possibly be. But it's tough to really say, guys, because the value is there at $7.99 for 6-pack, 16-ounce cans. Really good, competing with your Bud Lights, your Miller Lights, all those guys on the macro end. Really going to be in competition if this gains traction. So I'm going to go ahead and give you an honest review of what I think of the Narragansett. So that was a lot of backstory, but I thought that I would tell you what I've been told. At least by distribution, and Narragansett Brewing Company, Rochester, New York. So write or visit us at blah, 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 Pawtucket, Rhode Island. So originally maybe Rhode Island. Hi, neighbor. That's what it says on there. So let's go. We have a good-looking lager, man. She's got some good clarity, got a little bit of moderate carbonation streaming to the top, and nice head sitting on top, sliding down the glass really nicely. It looks very solid in that glass. Really do enjoy what I'm seeing there. Let's go to an aroma. How crazy can it be? A little bit grassy, a little bit hoppy, actually. A little bit hoppier, a little bit more grit than I would think on the macro end of things. A little bit of lemon. Maybe a little bit of like corn, like again, like almost reminding me of a Pabst Blue Ribbon, but maybe a little bit more grit to this beer. It's tough to say. We can only find out by diving in and getting a cheers here, guys. Cheers, the Narragansett Lager. Let's go for it. Smooth. Really smooth. Okay. Much better than what I would think on the macro end of things. It tastes more crafty. It tastes smoother, like a cream ale. It tastes a little bit hoppy. Again, it's just got some grit to it while still being soft and creamy. Like, it's just got an awesome mouthfeel for a $7.99 sixer, guys. It's pretty outstanding on the mouthfeel. Again, a little bit of corn on this one. A little bit of soft hoppiness. Again, the hoppiness is a little bit more bitter on the back end than most lagers, especially, again, in the macro end of things. It's just got a little bit more taste. It's softer, it's creamier, it's hoppier than most lagers. But again, just coming in, I would say, in between a craft lager and a macro lager, just at an outstanding price point. I think it has a very good flavor profile with a nice body. I can see why this thing could catch fire, guys, in Michigan and really take off and be some people's favorite go-to lager on the market. Really tasty stuff for being in this price range. Like, there's not much to it. It is a super soft, delicate, creamy beer. But it does, again, have a little bit of like lemon, a little bit of like corn hoppiness. But at the end of the day, like, I could crush a lot of these. They're very drinkable. And I just don't see how the value isn't there at that price point, especially with this drinkability. So, guys, I really like this one. It's got slightly sweet malt to it, a little bit of malty complex, but at the end of the day, crushable, crisp, and absolutely well done. I mean, at this price point. So it's all I can say so many times. Very good beer, very drinkable, and I would have this over and over again if I was sitting with friends or I wanted to have like a crusher that goes the mile, goes the marathon. Could drink many of these and be very satisfied. So as for rating, like, it's a lager. It's in between macro and craft, in my opinion. I mean, where are you going to put this? It's a very tasty lager. So I would say like a 3.8 out of 5 is where I'm going to place this today. I really enjoy it for being on the macro end of things. And again, I would consider this in between macro and craft at the same time. So guys, it's been the Narragansett Lager. That's where I sit today. Thanks for being here. I'm Dan. I'm over and out. Catch you guys on the next review. Cheers.